What's up with you guys? It's the Master Key with $11 bills, and I'm here with another video for you guys. Today I want to talk about something very, very important. I've been working on several joint venture projects, okay? Different markets all over the place. One of the projects is in my home market, which is where I'm from, Cleveland, Ohio. And I have a project that I was working on with someone who I have done several transactions with in the past. But guess what, guys? Your girl's hit with the okie doke. Yes, my partner who I was working with on the transaction actually went behind my back and uppercutted me on the deal and cut me out completely, right? So yeah, it is what it is. That's the business that we're in, especially this day and age with the market being the way it is and just people being the way it is with everything going on in the world and in the country. People just like that right now, and that's just what it is. And it's very, very unfortunate because I've done many transactions, not like many, but a nice amount of transaction with this individual that it should have been some type of trust there with them. But unfortunately, it's a part of the game. It's the game that you play. It's the rite of passage that comes with it, especially if you don't do things the right way. Now, with that being said, I want to let you guys know several things that I did not do and several things that you should do to make sure that this does not happen to you. Usually, I'm on my game. Usually, I dot my I's and I cross my T's. This particular instance, I did not. I was lazy daisy. In the back of my mind, I knew that it was a possibility that this would happen. That's why you always supposed to go with your gut. You know, usually I would definitely have one of these 3 things in place. So this did not happen to me, but there's no excuses. I did not. And hey, it is what it is. It happened to me. Hey, won't happen to me again. Okay, boom. So let's go through the 3 things that you're gonna wanna make sure you do so this does not happen to you. First things first, when you're partnering with somebody on a wholesale project, whether you're partner up to do a wholesale, whether you're partner up to do a fix and flip, whether you're partner up to purchase properties together for cash flow, make sure you have your paperwork in order. And with that being said, that means make sure you have a joint venture contract in place. Definitely make sure you have a joint venture contract in place that spells out all of the details of what you guys can do, what you can't do, what is ethical, what is not ethical, okay? So if anything was to happen, you'll have this piece of paper that you actually can serve or go to the court with or do things like that if the person decides to stab you in the back or backdoor you or back cut you, whatever it is. And also they'll think twice about doing it to you because they know that you have that paperwork in place. Okay, the second thing that you're gonna want to do to make sure that this never ever happens to you is make sure you do not, and I repeat, make sure you do not market properties that you do not have under contract, okay? This is very, very, very important. Me, myself, I don't really like to get in, I'm not gonna say I don't like to, I don't get into daisy chains. I don't get into any type of thing where there's just word of mouth and people saying this. If I'm not direct to seller, I usually don't JV. Or if the other person isn't direct to seller and I'm direct to buyer, I don't JV. But on this particular transaction, the person who is direct to seller, I was establishing a new relationship with. Now, this is a gentleman who continued to reach out to me on social media platforms, via email, via phone, via text. We established a small relationship with each other. Nothing really big, nothing really solid, but we established a relationship with each other. He had a couple of different properties that he wanted me to work with him on. He had one that I knew I had a buyer for, okay? he had the property. I knew I had a buyer for this property, and the buyer that I had is the gentleman who I had worked with in the past on numerous different projects, okay? So I sent the property to my buyer without getting the agreement and the property and contract. So how I was gonna do it, okay, I told the person who I was establishing a relationship with, I told them, hey, I would like to put a offering on the property to get it under contract, right? So we were all good, but there was a couple of issues with the showing. They were supposed to be giving us the lockbox code or showing us the property, etc, whatever. And because they had some other stipulations with the seller, that was held up and dragged out for about 5 to 7 days, right? So you know how the market is right now. Buyers are move, rush. And that's another thing. Don't let anybody rush you. Don't let anybody be just so like compulsive with you, because those type of people are usually the type of people that are thirsty, desperate, and will backdoor you, okay? So that's where I went wrong as well. So instead of just waiting and getting the property under agreement, I went ahead and, you know, gave that buyer the details, and I set up a showing for him to go to the following weekday, which was a Monday, which was yesterday, okay? So I didn't have the property under contract at that time. You know, I was getting the property under contract yesterday, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I told the gentleman I was establishing a relationship with, you know, what it is, you know, don't discuss this, don't discuss that, just all the ethical things that if you're a wholesaler, you're a real estate person, you playing this game, you know better, right? It's just certain rules that you just know better. But guys, people do not play fair. People don't play fair, and they don't follow the rules all the time, and that's fine. They can live their life that way. They'll get their karma or their payback or whatever. I'm not here to be trying to get people back or get revenge or anything like that. That's just not me. I'm good on that. I know the universe will get them on that. That's not no problem. But just know, all because you play by the rules and you're ethical, that does not mean other people are. That does not mean that they have integrity. So that comes back to the third thing. So I'm gonna go back to the second real quick. Make sure you do not send your property to anybody unless you have it under contract, because that contract was protecting your interest, okay? If you have a property under contract with somebody and somebody decides to backdoor you, you can take that contract, you can take it to an attorney, you can do certain things that I'm not going to get into in this video. I talk more so about that in my coaching. You can do certain things that they will not be able to sell their property until they pay you, okay? So that's really, really important that you know that, okay? So moving on to the third thing. Make sure you have your own personal representative representing you during the showing, okay? That's another place that I went wrong. And I know this. I'm not an amateur. I've done this all before. I always do this. But I was just going out on a limb because I already knew this guy, and going out on a limb because it just seemed like everything was just working together. And unfortunately, it don't work like that. So, hey, it is what it is. I ain't tripping on it. I got several other properties that's about to close soon. I'm not tripping off this one, whatever. You know, they might not even end up closing, but that's for them to worry about. That's not for me to worry about. Anyway, make sure you have a representative there on site. So when your buyer gets there and the seller is there or the other wholesaler is there, you have your person there that is in communication and is involved with everything that's going on. So your person is the one that's going to meet your buyer first. Hi, how you doing? This is the property. Let's go take a view. So while the buyer is walking around the property and seeing everything, if they have questions, they'll ask you, your representative, opposed to trying to go behind you and you having to trust that they're not going to talk to the seller or talk to the other wholesaler or representative that's there that is not having your best interest at heart. So with that being said, your representative is going to make sure it's an even medium to keep the seller and the buyer from really cutting you out ultimately. So that's the third thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do to make sure that you don't get cut out of deals. Make sure that people don't go behind your back and steal your deals and your transactions and all of those things. So I hope you guys got something out of that. It's very, very important. If you're going to play this game, you're going to get into this business. If you got any value out of this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and let me know. That definitely helps me and the channel, you know, just getting this video out to more people, just growing and all of those type of things. Make sure if you have not already to subscribe to the channel. That definitely helps me out a lot as well. Helps us grow and helps us continue to bring fire content regarding education and all of those type of things to you. And if you have any questions, go ahead, comment down below. Have you been burned before? Have somebody went behind your back and tried to steal one of your deals or anything like that? Let me know down below in the comments, okay? I have a new Facebook group that I'm starting for all of you guys. That's going to have all type of resources in it, from scripts to agreements, that the JV agreements, purchase agreements, assignment agreements. All of those type of things is going to be in the group. So if you want those resources and you want to be a part of the Facebook group, the link will also be down below in the description box. So go ahead and find me over there. And I created this group just so I can connect with you guys on a more personal one-on-one basis. You know, you can get me directly on there, asking more questions. If you need resources, I can go ahead and just pop it right in into the files category there. So that way I feel like I can touch you guys a little bit more better. We can connect a little bit more better, and I can help you grow your business and all of those type of things and get your first deal closed or continue to do more deals or whatever the case may be. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching this video, and until next